Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we really get into complex topics, explore them, make them accessible, and hopefully, a little bit fun too.
Absolutely.
Today, we're diving into one of America's biggest, most vibrant holidays, the 4th of July.
That's right. A really festive one.
So our mission today is to unpack its history, which is fascinating. Look at how Americans celebrate now. And really importantly for you, our listener, give you some practical, useful English words and phrases.
Things you can actually use.
Exactly. We want learning about this tradition to be, enjoyable and practical.
Right. And this deep dive, it's really designed to give you those aha moments about American culture. We'll connect the dots from the history right up to today.
And arm you with some new expressions you can hopefully use straight away. It's all about mixing that cultural insight with, real-world language.
Exactly. Language you can use.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. What is the 4th of July? I mean, lots of you probably know it as Independence Day.
That's the official name.
At its heart, it's the day Americans celebrate becoming independent, their freedom from Great Britain. But how did this huge national party get started? Where does it actually come from?
Well, the story kicks off quite a while back. You had these 13 American colonies. These were territories in North America ruled by Britain.
Right.
And, life under British rule wasn't always smooth sailing. There was growing unhappiness among the colonists. They felt squeezed by heavy taxes. And a really big issue was having no say, no representation in the British government.
No taxation without representation, that whole thing.
Exactly. That phrase captures it perfectly. And all this tension, this feeling of unfairness, it eventually just boiled over into the American Revolutionary War, starting around 1775.
Wow, okay.
And a really key moment in all this was when representatives, delegates from these colonies, got together for what was called the Second Continental Congress. Now, here's where the dates get kind of interesting and maybe a little surprising.
Oh.
On July 2nd, 1776, these delegates actually voted for independence. They decided, yes, we're breaking away.
So wait, the big vote for independence wasn't on the 4th?
Nope. That's a great aha moment right there, isn't it? The vote was July 2nd.
Huh. Okay, so why the 4th then?
Well, just 2 days later, on July 4th, 1776, they formally adopted the Declaration of Independence.
Ah, the document itself.
Exactly. This historic document, mostly written by Thomas Jefferson, was basically this powerful announcement. It laid out why they felt they had the right to separate and form their own independent country.
Makes sense.
And while we celebrate July 4th as the day it was adopted, it's worth noting that most delegates actually signed it later, on August 2nd, 1776.
Okay, good detail.
But the core idea in that declaration is just profound, It says all people are created equal with fundamental rights like life, liberty, which really just means freedom. They're synonyms, and the pursuit of happiness.
Such powerful words.
Absolutely. And these weren't just ideas for America. They actually inspired freedom movements all over the world. So yeah, when you hear Independence Day, that's the holiday. The Declaration of Independence is that foundational document.
It really is incredible when you think about the bravery involved in signing that. Knowing the risks puts independence in a whole new light.
It really does.
So, okay, with all that incredible history, what does it mean for how people celebrate today? The 4th is still this massive celebration of freedom, democracy, national pride. You see American flags just everywhere. People wear red, white, and blue. Communities really come together. And, it's right in the middle of summer, so it makes sense that a lot of the celebrating happens outdoors, right?
Oh, absolutely. And one of the probably most exciting parts for a lot of people, fireworks.
Ah, yes, the fireworks.
Cities, towns, all across the country, they put on these huge displays, just light up the whole night sky with these incredible, colorful explosions.
Right.
If you've ever seen pictures or video of the Macy's display in New York City, that's supposedly the biggest one, draws enormous crowds.
I bet.
And what's really cool is this tradition, the fireworks, it goes way, way back to the very first celebrations in Philadelphia in 1777.
Really? 1777?
Yeah. Back then, they actually fired cannons and guns to mark the occasion. So these modern fireworks, they're kind of echoing those loud, explosive sounds from the original fight for independence. It's this noisy link to the past.
That's fascinating. I never thought of it like that.
It's a huge part of it. Apparently Americans spend over $1 billion on fireworks every year.
Wow. $1 billion.
Yeah. And you'll hear people talk about, like, setting off fireworks or maybe waving sparklers. Those are the little handheld ones, right? They shine really bright when you light them.
Oh, yeah. Kids love those.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then you have firecrackers, smaller things, mostly just make a loud bang, pop.
Right, the noisy ones. I love that historical connection back to 1777, though. Makes you realize how deep some of these traditions run. So, okay, beyond the booms and the sparkles, what else? What other sights and sounds really say 4th of July?
Well, another big one is parades. Lots of cities and towns have festivals, and usually a parade is part of that.
Right, like a procession down Main Street.
Exactly. You get people marching bands playing music, decorated floats, local groups, sometimes just regular folks joining in. It's a real community thing.
Fun.
And get this, Bristol, Rhode Island, apparently hosted the first 4th of July parade way back in 1785.
No way. 1785?
Yeah. It's one of the longest running traditions in the whole country. And then, of course, a huge focus is just getting together. Family, friends, usually outdoors since the weather's nice.
Yeah, like you mentioned, summer weather. So like a classic backyard BBQ.
Exactly. Families and friends, they usually celebrate with picnics or barbecues.
Yeah.
Or, BBQs, like everyone says.
BBQ, right. Short for barbecue.
Right. And just to clarify, a picnic is maybe a bit more casual, like you pack food in a basket, eat on a blanket in a park maybe.
Okay.
A barbecue, or BBQ, tends to be a bigger outdoor party.
Yeah.
Usually involves cooking food right there on a grill, especially meat like hot dogs, hamburgers.
They're essential.
Totally.
Yeah.
And speaking of the food, the numbers are just wild. Apparently, it's something like 150 million hot dogs get eaten just on the 4th of July.
150 million?
Yeah. That's almost one for every 2 people in the country.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
It is. And about 63 million cases of beer consumed over the holiday weekend. And get this, back in 2021, people spent over $7 billion just on food for the 4th.
Wow. Food is clearly central.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, common foods. Grilled chicken, those hot dogs and burgers, potato salad, corn on the cob, coleslaw, that shredded cabbage salad.
Love coleslaw.
And for dessert, definitely ice cream, popsicles, things like that. Very popular.
Okay, those numbers are really something. Really shows how much food is part of it. So quick recap question for you listening. Just check you caught it. If someone mentions a BBQ, what's that short for? Take a second.
Give you a moment. It stands for barbecue.
Right.
And it's not just food and fun, though. Music is big, too.
Right, patriotic music.
Yeah, you'll definitely hear songs like the Star-Spangled Banner that became the official national anthem back in 1931. People sing it proudly all over. But, beyond the parties and the songs, the day is also a time for reflection.
That's important, too.
Yeah, a chance to kind of pause and think about the values the country was founded on, freedom, equality, and also maybe think about the work still needed to make sure those ideals are real for everyone.
Absolutely. Okay, so this next part is where it gets really practical for you, our listener, learning English. We know what the 4th is, how it's celebrated. Now let's practice some actual phrases you might use.
Good idea.
Imagine you're just chatting with a friend, maybe a neighbor, and you want to invite them to a casual 4th of July thing. We put together a little example dialogue just to show how it might sound in, real life.
Okay.
So give it a go. How about you start? You can be friend A, I'll be friend B.
Sounds good. Okay, here I go. Hey, the 4th of July is coming up soon. Are you doing anything for the 4th?
Oh, hey. Good to see you. We're actually planning a little get-together at our place. Nothing too fancy, just a backyard BBQ with some friends and family. Pretty casual.
Oh, sounds fun. What kind of food are you thinking of having?
Well, we're actually having a potluck, so everyone brings a dish to share.
A potluck?
Yeah, makes it easier. Plus, you get tons of different food. We'll do burgers and hot dogs on the grill, obviously. But hey, if you wanted to bring, like, a salad or maybe a dessert, that would be awesome.
A potluck, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to bring something. What time are you thinking of starting?
Probably around 3 p.m.-ish. And then later on, we'll probably head down to the park nearby to watch the fireworks. You should definitely come. We'd love to have you. Seriously.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Let me just double check my calendar. But yeah, I think I'm free. Thanks so much for the invitation.
Yeah.
I'll text you later to confirm. Okay.
Perfect. See, just a nice, natural, friendly chat. Let's quickly break down some of those super useful phrases we use there.
Okay.
First, are you doing anything for the 4th? That's just a really common, easy way to ask about someone's holiday plans.
Very standard.
Then you heard, we're having a potluck. Remember what that means? A potluck is where everyone brings food to share. It's a really common thing for casual parties.
Yeah, very popular. Takes the pressure off the host, too.
Totally. And backyard BBQ just means that casual outdoor meal, usually with grilled food. And finally, watch the fireworks, a classic 4th of July activity.
Definitely. So another quick practice for you listening.
Mm-hmm.
How could you say you're going to see the fireworks display with your friends, using maybe one of those phrases?
You could say,
we're watching fireworks with friends, maybe?
Yeah.
Or you're going to see the fireworks. Both sound perfectly natural.
yep, both great. And maybe think for a second, if someone asked you what your favorite 4th of July tradition is, how would you answer using some of these new words?
Good question to ponder. So, just to wrap up what we've covered, we've looked at the deep history of Independence Day, right back to 1776 and the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
And then we jumped into how people celebrate today. You know, lively stuff like parades, those tasty barbecues, and of course, the amazing fireworks.
And we picked up some key vocabulary, too, like colonies, liberty, sparklers, picnic, and that all-important BBQ.
Right. And those useful phrases for invitations like, are you doing anything for the 4th? And we're having a potluck. Hopefully these really help you talk about holidays in English.
We really hope you'll try practicing these expressions. And, as people celebrate this holiday, it really is worth thinking about those powerful words from the Declaration: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. While the Declaration stated all people are created equal, the actual ongoing effort to fully achieve that ideal is a really central part of America's reflection on the 4th. It makes it a day that's both about celebration, but also about, aspiration, looking forward.
That's a great point.
And if you ever visit the U.S., you'll see this deep respect for freedom in places like the World War II Memorial. It actually says, here we mark the price of freedom. Or the Korean War Veterans Memorial, which famously says, freedom is not free.
Wow. Powerful reminders.
Yeah, and the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, too. It's just a strong reminder that freedom often comes at a huge cost. So the 4th is also a day to remember that value and the kind of ongoing responsibility that comes with it.
Well said.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep practicing your English, keep exploring, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep learning.
Want to practice these phrases? Download your free PDF guide. Link in the description and pinned comment.
Like and subscribe for more English tips.